Where are you from, the South?
Yes. The Deep South.
Why is that funny?
Little boy, you're going to hell. You said bad words for rushing the birds, and now this is your hotel. You ain't going back to see Disneyland's hell. Little boy, time for you to play. Turn that bird and not go to church and stare at a blurry day. Thought you were a man, instead you're in hell. Hell isn't good, hell isn't good, hell.
Everyone tends to laugh at the dog's penis here. Yeah. You know why I get the nervous giggles when I see it? Because I can't believe how much I want to touch it. Just rub it. And I get nervous because I can't.
And with that delightful commentary, we're going to be providing our own. Yes, it's another episode of What the Hell Happened to Them? Adam Sandler's Saga. I, of course, am Patrick Skeyhill, and with me, as always, is the affable
Jumpin' Joe
Vekeman is going to be joining us, and of course, we have Lev Van Rensselaer.
Joining us? I'm here all the time, your co-host.
That's true. I hear them say that on the radio, so.
Oh, all right.
And then, of course, on the audio boards is the wonderful Lev Van Rensselaer. Lev, thanks for helping us out with the levels today. All right, Joe, what was that commentary from?
Little Nicky.
Remix! Hey everybody, welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them. We're giving Sandler another go with another remixed episode. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is Popeye's Chicken brand manager, Joe Vekeman.
Popeye's Chicken's fucking awesome.
And Lev Van Rensselaer's on the audio boards, helping us sound re-slippery and re-smooth, and reminding me to remind you that you can re-mail the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. All right, Joe, what movie are we remixing this time?
I have a question for you before What is remail?
It's like re-email, I'm guessing.
We watched 2000's Little Nicky.
All right, an episode that we recorded in the summer of 2015 and released just 2 short years later, July 2nd, 2017. And here we are, almost 5 years later, trying to give it another crack. Changed a lot since then and improved our show and our thoughts and attitudes since then, so we're happy to go again. Joe, what is the plot of Little Nicky?
After 2 of the devil's 3 sons escape hell to wreak havoc on Earth, the devil must send his 3rd son, the mild-mannered Nicky, to bring them back before it's too late.
This movie stars the cop from Southland Tales, one of 2 Jakes, a woman who is blonde without breaking any laws, the Rover from Rover Dangerfield, the medium from the TV show Medium, Lenny from Laverne and Shirley, and the caddy from Happy Gilmore.
We didn't know that there was one of the 2 Jakes in this.
We had no idea. We're so wise now.
I can't wait for you to get to anger management in our Jack series and say, hey, this stars the other Jake.
Adam Sandler said, I gotta work with both Jakes.
He did, almost consecutive years, too. Just because it seems like Dustin Hoffman dropped out of a lot of Jack Nicholson movies, I'm going to say that Harvey Keitel replaced Dustin Hoffman in the role of Satan.
Why didn't Dustin Hoffman was too good to do an Adam Sandler film?
I don't think so, because he did a Ben Stiller film. They're kind of on the same wavelength.
He did that Racing Stripes movie.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
If he's looking down on his nose on Adam Sandler, I think you'd look down on that movie too.
Okay. I have to apologize from the last time we recorded a Little Nicky episode where I gave off the hottest of hot takes.
Yeah,
where I said, hey, critics shouldn't comment poorly on things. I was dumb. I was very young. And I was wrong, and I am trying to be the bigger person to admit that. The critics should say whatever they want, and I'm sorry. And I think I had a bigger point to make besides that, but I think critics should be able to say whatever they want to say.
My read of it was there was this hive mind you were concerned about, where it was just like Sandler put out a movie, we all have to hate it. And, looking back, I think there was an element of truth to that. I think it was just cool to diss Sandler at the time.
Yeah, Pixels was just about to come out.
Yeah, but oddly, since the Netflix deal has happened, it seems that he's kind of built himself back up in the critical eye.
Absolutely.
His comedies are getting better reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's doing these dramas again, and people are like, oh, no, he can really act and stuff. So I think he's kind of come a long way himself since then, too. And I think critics have an easier time being more fair to him. But I will also add to that, Joe, since we're bringing up the old original episode, I save all of my old projects dating back to 2008. Keep everything I've made or written or shot or whatever. And I like to look back at them at least every 2 years, just to kind of refresh myself, because I think it's a good way of keeping yourself honest and keeping yourself humble, and remembering how you used to do things badly and why they were bad. And so it was sort of the same listening back to this episode from, 8 years when we recorded it. Yeah. And being like, wow, 2015 Pat, sort of dumb, kind of a jerk, talking too slurred. Like you said last night, it wasn't that I didn't like Nicky and was over it. Like those first couple episodes, first 10 episodes or so, I just didn't even want to be there.
I know, I could tell.
Like, all right, we're doing this fucking thing. It's like, and I'm sort of just embarrassed about my general demeanor, but, I'm not that anymore. Hopefully in 10 years, I don't look back at this episode and I'm like, oh my God. But maybe that's a good thing, right? If our shows were always growing, maybe that's a positive place to be.
I would like to just, hand you your flowers and say, hey, I think you've grown as someone who accepts all forms of entertainment.
Yes.
And, you used to just be like, I'm a lot smarter than this. But now you're like, you know what? There's some good things about it.
Yeah,
I could see why this was made. It had good intentions.
In the remix of Big Daddy, I was a little softer on that one. And, this time around, I liked Little Nicky a bit more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a lot of things that aren't great or that I find kind of dumb. But overall, I think a fine movie. I actually moved it up. That was one of the changes I made in my list. I moved Pixels down 5 spots, and I moved Little Nicky up 4 spots.
Okay.
It was underneath Reign Over Me, Cobbler, Funny People, and Pixels was up much higher. And then Pixels I brought down 5 spots, and Little Nicky I moved to right above Pixels. So it's now between Airheads at 23 and Pixels at 25.
I have it at 32. It's right after Grown Ups, and it's right before Reign Over Me.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the jokes I found a little more interesting. I could get behind, this Hollywood story of a kid just trying to do right by his dad. I don't know. The heaven stuff at the end, I found kind of like he's just like, it's bunnies. And then, I don't know. There was something kind of comical about that. The preponderance of Popeye's reference I did enjoy as well.
There's some good things in this, but there's also a weighted scale of bad things in this that are just unacceptable. Like, there's too much, mean, humor against gays, and I don't like that. There's so many mean gay jokes.
I was thinking about that, too, because we'd gone bad at Big Daddy and was like, oh, okay, he's doing a better job here than other people.
Literally
and
the
then
year
immediately went the other way.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
I was like, this doesn't play well for me at all. But it does have, or what I was watching, when I watched it, I was like, oh my God, my sister used to quote Alan Covert's character constantly.
Any of his lines?
Just the opening, his opening scene where he's looking at himself in the mirror and he's just talking about having a whiskey sour or something like that. But my sister, when she's 8 years old, is trying to do his monologue, and I'm like, what is this? And then she would always say the line where it's Abraham Lincoln with a wiffle ball bat or something. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that line.
And the guy, but it's the priest. He's
oh yeah.
He's in church or something.
Alan Covert's character has a poster of Blow Up in his apartment.
Should be Blowout. So this movie is now being entered into my basketball movies canon.
I know, we got a basketball move. Now that you're a newly minted hoop head, you got some basketball.
I know. I was like, all right, there are some good things about it. So it's definitely Sandler's first like basketball scene in a movie where he's playing some hoops.
So I just want to be. I have a thought on this. Is this Happy Madison's first production?
Absolutely.
So the first opportunity he gets, he's like, let's put some basketball in this film.
Yeah.
He's smarter than I still think many people give him credit for.
Oh, way smarter. He's a genius, I think.
As soon as the gates are open, he's like, all right, basketball, let's do it. Let's put it in there.
Throwing a bunch of his friends. Like, he gets Dana Carvey in this.
Yeah, so this is another
thing. What was
thing.
Dana Carvey doing in 2000?
Was he a master of disguises yet?
I think that comes a couple years later after,
okay.
And I think that's a Happy Madison thing.
Yeah, so that's one of the other things I found a little charming now, having seen the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I go, oh, like this still has all of your friends in major roles. Alan Covert and Raspy Voice, like they're all getting minor roles here on out when Hollywood's like, all right, time to put in the stars. But then he's also sneaking in like Dana Carvey and John Lovitz, and Kevin Nealon. He's like sneaking in his friends too, and he's calling back to Henry Winkler and the Rob Schneider character, the Chris Farley reference. Chubbs is in heaven. Like, it's sort of like a big homage to his previous films. Like, it's a very self-referential Sandler-verse kind of thing. And I think that was kind of fun. They got to finally do their own thing, and their thing was celebrating all the people and all the characters that helped them get here. I think that was kind of a nice touch.
Oh my God.
Yeah?
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
What are you oh my godding?
Roger Ebert.
Roger, Roger, Roger. Roger, 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 Roger. R-O-G-E-R. R-O-G-E-R.
Yes! What do you got?
Until the release of Punch Drunk Love the next year, or no, 2 years from now, this was the one Adam Sandler movie that received the highest star rating from film critic Roger Ebert. He awarded it 2.5 stars out of 4, where the rest of the Sandler movies that he watched, he rated 1 or 1.5 stars.
Well, I'm surprised I could see it for Gilmore and Madison, but he didn't even like Big Daddy? That didn't do anything for him?
He didn't like Big Daddy? He didn't like The Water Boy?
Well, I could see him not liking The Water Boy, but Big Daddy feels like mainstream. And yeah, Wedding Singer too, I guess. But he didn't go for it?
No.
But he went for this.
Yeah, I know. This is
This
wild.
is what did it for. Does he say what he liked about it or somewhere?
God. If it's Roger Ebert, it's probably the boobs. Like Kevin Nealon's boobs. He's a famous guy. That's one of his things. It's ridiculous.
His thing was boobs? Really?
Yeah.
I never heard this.
The previous recording we did, I just was talking so fast, and I hope I don't do that anymore.
No, and we were talking over each other a lot too. I think our rapport has gotten a lot better. But what that episode did have, or kind of begin to showcase, was our ability to go off on random tangents. We spent an odd amount of time talking about canceled TV shows that nobody remembered.
We don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we talk about canceled TV shows that people do remember, like The Class and Laverne and Shirley. But Still Standing, The Neighbors, shows I had not thought about in a while. Maybe I came down a little too hard on Still Standing. It was, okay. It was okay. I see it on Lifetime every now and then.
I found his review.
All right, what do you got?
He brings up Anthony Hopkins.
What?
I'm trying to find out why. Anthony Hopkins talks about how he needs to find a character's mask before he can play him. Many actors find it painful to play themselves and are comfortable only after they find the right mask or persona to occupy it. Is it that way with Sandler? I don't know, but for the next movie I suggest a mask that allows him to play an adult instead of an infantile grotesque. Jesus. He liked the movie that much, but he was still finding plenty of places to shit on it.
Yeah, I know. Like, that makes it feel like that review's not going to be 2.5 stars.
I watched this last year. I was watching a lot of Sandler's last year that I wanted to reevaluate. And I still think this one's meh. There's still some good stuff in it. It's just overall, I'm not like itching to watch this all the time.
Yeah, I would say it's charmingly meh.
That's excellent. That is excellent. I will tell you that Britney Spears was considered for the role of Holly.
Wow, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, and very dated. Reese Witherspoon plays fine in this. It makes sense.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think she feels like she kind of always has that, like, I'm an angel thing. I'm just a good old...
It's not that odd.
Girl.
I guess, I don't know, what's she done, like 2 movies beforehand? Like, she's not even...
Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah,
she's been in tons of movies in the 90s.
I know she is now. No, really? Tons?
No, in the 90s, yeah.
Okay.
At least like 10 or 12.
What? Really? But like not big deal movies.
Election.
I remember, yeah, that's one of the
before.
2 I'm thinking of, and I forget
Cruel
now.
Intentions.
Cruel Intentions. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But like what else?
Fear.
Yeah, I don't know what
Mark
that is.
Wahlberg. She's an American Psycho the same year. She was The Man in the Moon, Pleasantville.
Oh,
she's on Friends.
All right, okay. Fine. She's bigger than I thought. It just feels like she wasn't anybody until, I guess she did Election, but they're like Legally
She's in
Blonde.
a movie with Gene Hackman and Paul Newman and Susan Sarandon, right? That's Susan Sarandon.
I bet you get lost in that cast, though.
She's really in Next Friday. Who does she play in Next Friday? What? This is news to me. For real? Who does Reese Witherspoon play in Next Friday? This is crazy. I have never seen that movie, but I don't believe that. Have you seen Friday?
I don't think I've seen any of the Fridays.
Well, I've seen Friday. I've just never seen Next Friday.
What about Friday After Next?
Yeah, Friday After Next. Like, that's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie? Really?
I believe so.
Didn't realize those Fridays take place so close to Christmas.
I also would like to tell you that, where did I see it about his doggy? Because Meatball, you know his dog Meatball? I've told you about his dog Meatball.
Sandler's dog Meatball?
Yes, Adam Sandler's dog Meatball.
Well, I don't remember.
Is the son of the dog that played Mr. Beefy in this movie.
Oh.
And Meatball was Adam Sandler's best man at his wedding.
What?
Yes, over Alan Covert.
Over any humans? Any of his male human friends feel upset that they were picked over by a dog?
Nah, I think they're fine.
Okay. Yeah, talking dog, I'm still not on the talking dog train.
Yeah, me neither. No, it doesn't work for me.
No, I don't want that in here.
It's like the only time he had a talking animal in one of his movies, right? Am I crazy?
It's a gerbil that has big eyes and bedtime stories. Does it talk?
Oh, that's a Disney movie, though. Yeah, John Lovett's in this movie. That's another thing I don't like about this.
They call back even to his character in Wedding Singer with the Ladies' Night music coming on every time he's getting humped by a bird.
And he screams, "I deserve this."
Yeah,
like, does? I guess he does.
Yeah, that's because he was
creepy peeping Tom.
It was interesting, right? Because at that time in 2015, not in 2000 or whenever this came out, he's taking a lot of crap for sexism stuff and for like objectifying women. But here he is showing objectifying women a hellable offense in the Sandlerverse.
I know.
He knows. He's like, I don't like doing it either, all right? Blame Hollywood. This is the formula that works, apparently.
I don't know how true this one is, though. So it says Melanie Linsky. You know who she is, right?
Nope.
Yes, you do.
Okay. You got me, Joe.
She's on the Yellow Jackets show right now, but she's been in like a million things. But she was considered for the Patricia Arquette role.
Oh, yes. Well, I remember her.
People know who she is now.
I don't know where I've seen her other than
some Joe Swanberg
sadly
movies?
To admit, no, I don't even think I've seen or remember her from there. I saw her in embarrassingly 2.5 Men, where she was
that makes sense.
Charlie Sheen's stalker neighbor for most of that show's run.
She's been around forever, and I feel like mostly she's probably been known for TV stuff, though. Wow, their names are blanking so hard. The brothers, the Duplass brothers, they had a show on HBO Max.
Creep.
No, she's not in Creep. It was that, like, the Awkward Family show. Together? Was it just Together?
Togetherness,
yeah.
Sounds like a show that I've heard of, but I don't think I've watched.
Yeah, I watched the first season and I liked it.
I guess I got to soon before HBO Max or regular Max just takes it down.
Regular Max. Oh, this is the second role that Jackie Tatone was in.
That's his wife, right? That we see her up in heaven.
That is his future wife at this now wife at this point. Mm-hmm. She plays Jenna, the redheaded angel.
Yes, this time around I did recognize her.
Yeah, because we've seen her a million times now.
Yeah, that helps.
And apparently this is the second film that Adam Sandler has worked with an arquette before. Can you name the first one? He has worked with a previous arquette. Actually, I think he's worked with 3 Arquettes now.
Going Overboard.
Nope.
Then I don't know.
The movie right after.
Airheads?
Yeah. David Arquette's in that.
He is? Okay.
Yeah. He's like one of the guys that works at the radio place.
Well, so that's what's interesting. With Michael McKean being in this movie too, invited back to this movie, it really was like, all right, so what's your beef with Frasier? Like, how is he the only one from there not to get in another one of your movies?
Of course, we have to bring up Frasier.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling. Tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Not that Frasier, Lev. Come on.
Oh, okay.
You got Buscemi, you got all the other... Apparently,
well, Buscemi's always been in all of his movies.
Yeah, but like they met here in Airheads.
Yeah, they met in Airheads. Then he was in Billy Madison.
And then you immediately went back to McKean.
Yeah.
And then you just said, Brendan Fraser, he's doing Mummies. He's too big for this.
He was kind of too big for this. He was in like giant blockbusters at this time.
But then like a decade went by and then it was just quiet. You couldn't find anything for him.
Well, then Brendan Fraser like took a real break from Hollywood.
Yeah, so now, will we see Brendan Fraser in a Sandler movie soon?
The latest Best Actor winner?
Yeah. Listen, you got Patricia Arquette. She won an Oscar. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
She hadn't won it at the time, but...
That is more important, I think, to this matter. Yeah. Although he did get Nicole Kidman a few years after her Oscar win. I mean, he was just like stacking them up. He's like, I got Kidman, I got Arquette. What else did he? He had plenty of them, right?
Now that he's a serious actor again, maybe he can lure Brendan Fraser over to like play with a monkey or something. I don't know.
You said serious actor again, but he's doing he's more in the range of like, I'll do one serious one and one comedy one.
Yeah. If you do it enough, people are like, okay, you can do this. It doesn't matter then if you want to go and, I don't know, ride a dolphin or whatever. I don't know why I'm assuming that's what he's doing, but... Well, Joe, do you want to know how this movie's old?
Tell me.
Sandler's mixtape is actually on a tape. Dan Marino is still playing football. Kmart is a store you can shop at.
He shopped at Kmart in Grown Ups, though.
Well, that movie will be old, too, when we get there.
2013.
Rent in New York City is $1,200 for 2 bedrooms.
Bullshit. Yeah. I don't believe that at any time.
Regis Philbin's still on TV. Blockbuster has enough capital to purchase advertisement space. Kevin Spacey still acting. Felicity still on TV, and the Ozzy Osbourne Bat reference is still topical.
Yeah, no, we mentioned that before, and it's even more relevant now. What happened to Ozzy?
Yeah, at least he was like kind of on TV back then. What is he even doing now? Memory problems?
I think he's just old. Yeah. Oh, I hope not. I think he's just old.
All right. Well, this movie does not pass the Bechdel test. To the surprise of nobody.
Ever cross my mind that it would.
You were never in anticipation of like, when's Patricia Arquette going to talk to somebody else, not about Little Nicky? But you know what I say? Good for Little Nicky. He's got himself quite the MILF.
Jesus Christ, Patrick.
Is it sexist that heaven's just a bunch of girly flowers?
It feels like it.
Yeah. Like hell's all cool and metal and pointy things. And heaven's like white
it's
and
all
flowers.
Cool and metal and pointy things. Everything that a guy loves. Yeah.
It's got jaguars and cars and breasts. Got almost as many breasts as heaven does. Of note, though, no women in hell, right? It's all dudes.
That's weird.
Is that sexist?
It looks like that they just forgot to do that. Because Chubbs is in heaven.
Chubbs is in heaven. Yeah. Men and women can be in heaven, but only men can be in hell. Men are bad dudes.
I mean, that's I like that. I agree.
There you go. Sandler with the hot take. Very anti-Hitler.
I mean...
Very bold.
I wanted to say something about Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
He's kind of playing against type. I know he's playing the devil, but he's a very nice devil.
Yeah, both he and Rodney Dangerfield, very nice Princes of Darkness.
They're doing the mean things, but it's to Hitler, so who cares?
Yeah. Rodney Dangerfield, very odd, just like Sandler really wanted. You don't even really need that character in here.
It's one of his heroes. He was very happy to get.
Well, then it makes sense you would do that.
Yeah.
But other than that, seemed an odd insertion.
But I'm going to tell you, I think Harvey Keitel works way better than Dustin Hoffman. I can't imagine Hoffman in this.
I think Hoffman might have had less, I don't know, it's tough because Hoffman takes his roles too seriously, so he might have found something kooky about it, but
He's
also
like,
wonder...
I am Satan.
Yeah, I wonder if he would... So there is like a weird, perverse way he could have found the fun in the role that Harvey Keitel did, but it is hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sandler got Hoffman eventually, so it all worked out.
I mean, did he get him, or did Noah Baumbach get him?
No, Joe. You obviously forget the cobbler.
Jesus Christ. I think Hoffman forgot he was in that movie. Oh, wow.
Do you think he looks back and is like, yeah, I probably should have done the Little Nicky one instead of the cobbler? Or do you think he's like, yeah, cobbler, good movie?
No, because even though Little Nicky didn't make its budget back, it made some money. I don't think Cobbler made $10.
I'm interested. I bet Little Nicky over time has made a little bit of profit for its producers.
Yeah, sure, with like...
Right, it played on TV a lot, DVD, streaming stuff. Based on the numbers you read off in the remix episode, it was not a huge success, but it wasn't giant bomb.
A little less than $60 million in it on a budget of $80 to $85 million.
Yeah, so it's a little bit disastrous, but not anything.
And it's frustrating because it's like its first one under his
inauspicious start for Happy Madison, but it is. I don't know. You just came off Happy Gilmore. No, sorry, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
So it's a very generic's not the right word, but it's a more palatable film for Middle America, we'll say.
Yeah.
You're trying to sell hell. It seems a bit of a tall order. Maybe Mr. Deed should have been your first Happy Madison production.
No, I think they should have waited and made 8 Crazy Nights the first Happy Madison production.
Right, Mr. Deed's sort of a little more pleasant. It's based off a property people know. Well, I guess they didn't, so I don't, it's a weird remake, but...
It is.
It's a weird... Let's remake this 80-year-old movie, shall we?
Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds. We'll get there when we get there. Well... once again, I still stick by I'm glad Patricia Arquette does not look like a movie star in this movie, because it's at least Sandler acknowledging, like, a hot blonde lady wouldn't just be into whatever this is going on here.
I mean, she was in True Romance with Christian Slater.
Yeah, I know, but like they've like got her hiding in a bathrobe, and she's got this sort of messy hair, and they put big glasses on her, and she's got this weird personality where she's like making stuff. She's very meek and has this stuffed animal collection. It's a very particular kind of quirky character compared to the woman from Julie Bowen and Happy Gilmore, where she's just like well-to-do, put-together lady.
I'm so glad you remembered it was her again.
Yeah, I know. or whoever it was in Billy Madison, like just these generically, Fairuza Balk, very clearly a crazy woman. So of course she'd be fine with someone like Billy Madison. And now here, it's more believable these women are interested in these Sandler characters compared to in other movies. So there's a level of awareness in that I find refreshing. You think she's going to get asked back at some point?
Does she act that much anymore?
She got her Oscar and then she peaced out.
I don't know. What has she been doing? I'll check out what she's been doing lately. She did this the year after Bringing Out the Dead, the Scorsese and Nick Cage movie. Yeah, literally, what has she done? It says she was in Toy Story 4, but that was 4 years ago now. Yeah,
and even like Twin Peaks: The Return was bringing back a lot of old David Lynch people, and she didn't make it into that one either.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just not doing stuff.
Yeah, the last thing that she did was a documentary about her brother called You Cannot Kill David Arquette. Oh, it's because she's on a TV show.
What show?
Severance. That's the Ben Stiller
Netflix
Apple show.
Or Apple? Okay.
Apple.
Can't keep track of them. She's
not even starring in it, though. She produces it, but she's, like, low on the casting.
Okay. Well, and yeah, that takes a lot of time, and maybe she's more interested in doing that kind of stuff instead of acting these days. I don't know. There's certainly, if you do it right, there is more money in it, so. She's also going to be in another show, a comedy for Apple TV, where she is the main star, and she stars opposite Brad Garrett. Hey, all right. Well, I don't even care what that show's about. I'll watch it.
Yeah, it's already started. It started like 3 days ago.
Wow. Look at how topical we are.
Fresh. Very fresh. Oh, I guess she's been doing a lot of TV. That's what she's been doing.
Okay.
Yeah. She did CSI Cyber. What is that?
That was a CSI spinoff about cyber crimes.
She was in 31 episodes of that.
Hey, the show did not last long.
I've never heard of it, though.
Yeah, that's why the show didn't last long.
It says she has a main role in Severance, so...
Yeah, I looked up Reese Witherspoon, too. She does some acting, but she's mostly switched to the production side as well. Like I said, it's more stable work, and you got all these contexts from your years of acting, and obviously, older women have a harder time getting roles, sad as that is.
Well, she was just in a Netflix movie with Ashton Kutcher.
Both old-timers.
Wow, not nice.
But true. All right, well, do you have any last looks, Joe? What are you laughing at?
At you? They're all both old-timers.
Any last looks on Little Nicky this time versus last time?
This time versus last time. Critics, you can say whatever you want. I'm very sorry. That is the worst take I think I might have ever said on this podcast. Maybe I'm wrong, but wow, sorry. Please don't listen to me when I'm saying stuff like that. That's terrible. This is just like a little low point for Sandler for me these couple of years, but then he bounces back.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting one because it's in his career, because it's like his first failure. And it's not even a failure, but his first not wild success.
Yeah.
Right, so Sandler's got 4 films or so, and he's looking like he's bulletproof at the box office.
Oh, nice.
Right, and he's looking like this easily bankable commodity, and then immediately follows it up with this flaccid kind of performance. I don't know, like I wonder how, I'm interested to see as we continue the remixes how that could affect things that happen later, or maybe this is why he makes the safer choices coming up. And all right, and as for, I'm happy that we've both grown in that time and gotten better both on the tech side of the podcasting, but also in our rapport side as well. I think we've kind of found a good gel, over 7, it's almost 8 years now, so...
Yeah.
Good for us to finally figure it out.
I think we figured it out a little while ago. We're good.
All right, well, thank you all for checking in for this remixed episode. Lev is grateful, and so is my co-host Joe Vekeman. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
And I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill. You may find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably with a similar-sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
There's so much room where babies burn and flowers bloom. Everyone dreams I can dream too. Up there, the skies are ocean blue. I could be safe and live without a care. Live without a care. If only I could live.
Now, it's cool. Saturday, it was a double feature. You bought a ticket to Cachet at the Aero Theater. You got a free code unknown. They have one problem with the Aero Theater, I'll say. I do not think they do free refills with the popcorn. But like I said, the crowd was really into it when the moment happens. Everyone went, ah! I was like, yeah, got a movie. Nicely done. And everybody's leaving. They're all talking about how great it was or how it was better than they remembered. Got people texting on their phone. I'm peeping on their texts, saying the same thing. Very big crowd. I was surprised. Very big crowd. So anyway, it was a nice palate cleanser to Fast X.
Oh, yeah.
That was my, that was
whiplash.
3 days. Thursday, Happy End. Friday, Fast X. Saturday, Cachet and Code Unknown. As I was moving about Santa Monica, I noticed there was like a little wagon cooler thing roaming about the streets on its own. Have you seen these? It's like a robot delivery wagon thing. It seems to be able to sense where people are, or where, like, I was pulling up to a stop and it was about to cross the street. And as I was turning, it stopped because it saw me coming. And then once I passed, it, like, crossed the road after me. I was like, holy shit. Everybody was stopped to be confused by this thing. It was like that cat waiter I saw.
Cat waiter.
Cat robot waiter, yeah.
So you're having some kind of, like, new age, like, I'm in the big city. You're a big city boy now.
Well, but that's the fancy city. That's a different... I'm used to, like, dirty, grimy, homeless-infested cities. robot couriers. Now we're in a new place.
I'm glad you got to have a palate cleanser, though, because I still... I mean, what did I do? Sorry. What did I do after that? So after we watched... I'm trying to go through the traitors now. Slowly but surely, I'll go through all the traitors in order. So I watched Cat People. Weird movie. It's weird that he did that right after American Gigolo.
Wait, did they make a new Cat People?
1982.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with the remake. I did not know they had one.
Oh, yeah. It's just starring Natasha Kinski, Malcolm McDowell, and John Hurd. Not John Larroquette's in it though.
He's always kicking around somewhere.
Night Court, Mr. Night Court.
Pre-Night Court.
When was Night Court?
Mid to late 80s.
Oh shit! That show just feels very old.
It is.
And
very
I guess
old.
it is. It's over 40 years old, right?
It's very old. Joe, today's a big day.
Tell me.
This is the grand unveiling of Max.
Yeah, Max. I haven't updated it yet, but it's being very finicky. Some things aren't loading on HBO Max because it's not HBO Max anymore.
Yeah, don't you want the HBO branding on your platform?
Yeah, I know HBO more than I know Max.
Yeah, Max isn't anything.
It isn't. It's really just a nothing.
Max isn't... how do you market that one? How long do you think before it's back?
Well, I mean...
Or that they work... Maybe it's like HBO Discovery Max. Or how long do you think before HBO gets worked into the title again somehow? 9 months? Year and a half? What are you feeling here?
I'll take the 6 months.
6 months? All right. Well, here's the deal. Betters out there. I'm putting the over-under at 18 months. So you're going under?
18 months, okay.
You're going under?
Yeah.
I might go under too, I think.
It's just stupid. It's stupid. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
They just made this service up 2 years ago, and now they're already changing the title of it?
Yep. I don't get it. It used to be HBO Go, right? Wasn't it? Or was that something different?
Oh, before we get into it, I will tell you, I was listening to an interview that was done a little less than a year ago, Adam Sandler on the Bill Simmons podcast, and very insightful. Simmons is trying to actually get to Sandler and say, hey, what movies were you really trying harder on? What movies did you not give a shit about? And then he's just no, I try hard on all my movies, but he was like, but which ones? He's like, which ones do you think we're going to play better than other ones? He's like, the first one he said, he's like, oh, that's my boy. I thought I was going to play a little better. And I'm like, interesting.
Well, Sandler, I'm on the side of that's my boy, so no worries. You got one.
Oh, you like That's My Boy?
I think I have it in my top 10.
Jesus Christ. You're demented. Do you not remember, one of the big, jokes in that movie is, a grandma finding used tissues that are definitely, Sandberg or Sandler's cum? I do want to see if you put it in the top 10, though. I
actually did just rearrange some things in there that I'll talk about in the
very
episode.
Interesting. I like when you rearrange things.
Oh, yeah, it's number 8.
God, number 8, you psychopath.
I liked it. I liked it.
I gave it 1 star.
What did I give it? 2? 2.5?
I didn't rate it because we weren't doing. I don't think you were doing Letterboxd.
Oh, you're right.
It was early.
It's good. I get judged when I tell people I like it, so I won't rate it.
Oh my God, how high do I have it? Oh, number 36.
My number 36 is Spanglish.
34. I mean, I will just do it right now. I'm going to move Spanglish further down. Does not deserve to be up that high. That's a crime. I'm gonna put it above. I mean, Spanglish will now be below Dirty Work and next to The Cobbler.
Yeah, I don't have Dirty Work in my list.
You can add to it if you want.
I try to keep it the podcast shows.
Yeah, no, I've added I've put in some of his shorts on there, some of his stand-up specials. Yes, okay.
Okay, let's do this one.